BNP would not have existed if Awami League had been revengeful, says Prime Minister. US pre-polls observers to visit Bangladesh before polls. Government boosted up communication with US Congressmen. Those were the headlines. This is ATN News. Good afternoon, viewers. I'm Nafisa Nawal with news at 6:30 p.m. BNP would have been wiped out if Awami League had taken 1% revenge of the torture and repression carried out by BNP against Awami League leaders and activists when it was in power. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina made the remark while attending the voluntary blood donation program of Krishok League on the first day of mourning in the capital's Krishibid institution today. The Awami League president said the spirit of liberation war was foiled through the assassination of Bangabandhu. In a reference to her return to the country, overcoming all threats after the assassination of the father of the nation, Sheikh Hasina said Zia Rahman even snatched her rights to get the justice for the murder of all of her family members. Citing the dark history of the country after Bangabandhu's killing, the Prime Minister bitterly criticized the present leadership of BNP. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has alleged that the government has turned the country into a state of terrorism. He also said the ruling Awami League does not even know etiquette. He made the comments at a human chain program organized to protest the attack and later entertaining of senior BNP leader Goishor Chandra Roy during a sit-in program recently. The program was organized by Keraniganj Thana Unit BNP in capital's Noya Bolton on Tuesday. Mirza Fakhrul said the government has been engaged in such drama in a bid to shift people's attention from the commodity price hike and unstable situation of the country. He, however, said the government has taken different strategy, being scared of people's support to BNP. Awami League, an affiliate organisation, have started observance of the month of mourning by bringing out candlelight procession at Bangabandhu Museum in Dhanmondi Road number 32. General Secretary AKM Afzalur Rahman Babu and other leaders of the organisation took part in this procession under the leadership of Sheikh League President Ghazi Misbaul Hussain Shachu. Apart from this, Chhatra League and Awami Motrajibi League held similar kinds of program in the memory of father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and Bangamata Sheikh Fojulatun Nisa Mujib in the early hour of the month of mourning in elsewhere across the country. Chief Election Commissioner Qazi Habibul Awal met the US Ambassador Peter Hush at the Election Commission building in the capital on Tuesday morning. Hush arrived at the Election Commission building to meet the Chief Election Commissioner shortly after 11 a.m. on Tuesday. After the meeting with CEC, he said the US pre-assessment team will come to Bangladesh in October to monitor the situation and preparations for the elections. He also discussed several issues, including the revised RPO registration of the parties at the meeting. He said that free, fair and peaceful elections in Bangladesh are in the interest of the United States. Replying to a question of the journalist, the CEC said registrations of new political parties is being done, maintaining rules. He said this pre-election crisis is political, therefore understanding between political parties is necessary to resolve the crisis. The government has boosted up communication with US Congressmen in a bid to resist foreign efforts against Bangladesh. There is no scope of another 111 in Bangladesh, says Shahriar Alam. Recently, being instigated by BNP, 14 US Congressmen sent a letter to the United Nations seeking its supervision in Bangladesh's upcoming election. In reply to a question of the letter signed by the US Congressman, Shahriar Alam said it will not be fruitful and it will bring no benefit for BNP. The party has drafted several letters to seek foreign support. The government, as per its own strategy, has started working to resist such efforts. He, however, said the recent political activities of BNP, including their arson terrorism, are being portrayed to foreigners. Not the election in Bangladesh, geopolitical trade and many other patterns are linked with foreigners. Whether it is done by the unelected or unconstitutional government, free and fair election is very much needed. Jatiya Party Chairman GM Kader made the remark at an emergency meeting of the Dhaka North chapter at Party Chairman's Bonani office on Tuesday. Addressing the meeting as the chief guest, he said the way things are taking place, it seems not election process is going on for selection. All parties will have to sit together for free and fair polls. Jatiya Party Secretary General Mujibul Haq Chunnu attended the meeting as special guest. The meeting was presided over by convener of Dhaka Metropolitan Chapter and presidium member of the party, Shafiqul Islam Sentu. The countries who talk about human rights all the time, they have sheltered the self-proclaimed killers of Bangabandhu. This is disgrace for those countries and a shocking thing for Bangladesh. Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Momen made the remark after a tree plantation program at the Foreign Service Academy today, marking the beginning of mourning month of August. He said among Bangabandhu's 5 fugitive killers, one is now living in Canada, another one is in US. The whereabouts of other 3 is unknown. The government is trying hard for bringing back those 2 killers. However, the countries where they are now staying are not handing them over on different excuses. Now a short break. We will be back soon with Suu Kyi gets clemency of Myanmar junta in 5 cases. You're watching ATN News. This is news at 6:30 p.m. Now news from around the world. Former leader and the Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi received a pardon in 5 of the 19 cases against her and will remain under house arrest, media reports say. Myanmar's military has announced her clemency on Tuesday, for which she was convicted and jailed for a total of 33 years, according to media reports. This pardon was part of an amnesty granted to more than 7,000 prisoners to mark Buddhist Lent. She has been in detention since the military toppled her government and seized power in a coup in early 2021. She is appealing the convictions for the 19 offences, which range from incitement and election fraud to corruption. She denied all of the charges. Despite the pardons, Aung San Suu Kyi would remain in detention and won't be free from house arrest due to the sensitivity of the issue. A skyscraper in Russia's capital Moscow has been attacked by a drone for the second time in 2 days, Mayor Sergei Sobyanin has said. Meanwhile, 10 people were killed in Russian missile attack in Zelensky's hometown, Kryvyi Rih. Sheikh Gupta brings you more in details.
This is for the second time that a Moscow skyscraper has been hit by Ukrainian drones. The attack is a significant one after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the war is gradually coming back to Russia. The mayor of the city, Sergei Sobyanin, said several drones were shot down overnight. He said, but one flew into the same tower at the Moskva city complex that was targeted on Sunday. The building's glass facade was damaged, but no injuries have been reported. Russia's defense minister blamed Ukraine for the latest attack. Kyiv usually makes no comments on the issue. It has also not reacted to a Russian statement on Tuesday that 3 Ukrainian unmanned boats trying to attack Russian naval ships in the Black Sea had been destroyed. 2 more Ukrainian drones were shot down by anti-aircraft systems elsewhere in the Moscow region, Russia's defense minister said, claiming to have thwarted a Ukrainian terrorist attack. A Moscow airport was also briefly closed, Russian news agencies reported. Moscow has repeatedly accused Ukraine of carrying out drone strikes on its territory in recent months, including one of the Kremlin President Vladimir Putin's official residence in the capital back in May. Meanwhile, 10 people were killed in Russian missile attack in Zelensky's hometown, Kryvyi Rih, on Monday night. In his reaction to the attack, Zelensky said, "We must act together, significantly strengthen sanctions for terror," Ukraine's president said on the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. Sheikh Desk Report, ATN News.
Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. BNP would not have existed if Awami League had been revengeful, says Prime Minister. US pre-polls observers to visit Bangladesh before polls. Government boosted up communications with US Congressmen. Suu Kyi gets clemency of Myanmar junta in 5 cases. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us.